On May 20, 2000, Bayer Leverkusen threw away an opportunity to win the Bundesliga title despite only needing a draw in their final game. This was a decisive game for them guys, but they chose to bottle it. There is nothing more frustrating and heartbreaking for a club and its fans than failing to win a title in a final crucial game. If you don't believe me, ask Manchester United fans what they went through in 2011 when Manchester City won the league in the final minutes against QPR. But at least Manchester United did their job, which this team Leverkusen did not do. People tried to find a suitable name for a club that threw away the league title in this way and named the club Leverkusen, which refers to the club's failure to cross the finish line and win the championship. 2 years later, the club made significant efforts to recover from their mistake by trying to win the league again, but they were unsuccessful. They lost 2 of their final 3 games and handing the championship to Borussia Dortmund. The tragedy did not end there. In the 2001 and 2002 season, they were humiliated by Schalke in the DFB Pokal final, and 4 days later, Zinedine Zidane ended their hopes of ever winning a trophy that year.
Roberto Carlos hooked into the penalty area towards Zidane!
Zidane's world-class goal in the UEFA Champions League final meant that Leverkusen went trophyless that year. This was painful for Bayer Leverkusen players and organization, particularly the manager Christoph Muller, who had previously called for a celebratory wine and cigarettes after beating Manchester United in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, only to end up calling for painkillers after going trophyless that season, despite having late players like Marco Ballat, Lucio, and Ziloberto. Despite having a good team, the club repeatedly failed. For a squad like Leverkusen, the dream of winning a trophy in their history fell short. Leverkusen has finished second 5 times in their history. Their most recent finish was in 2010-2011 when they lost the league to Dortmund. This was the most of any team that wished to win the title. At that point, the nickname Leverkusen was no longer a joke but a reality. Any member of the Bayer Leverkusen organization and fans had come to the conclusion that their fate was to do everything they could, put in a lot of effort, and only finish second in the title chase. Every year, they went into the new season expecting to be disappointed yet again. Ballack once noted in an interview that something has always been missing. But then, bam, Bayer Leverkusen is the 2022 Bundesliga champion. Xabi Alonso and his team have now flipped the script for Bayer Leverkusen.
And Wirtz, oh my goodness!
And it turns out that the missing piece was Xabi Alonso. The club, known for choking the title in the closing games of the season, has already won the league with only 5 games remaining. This remarkable achievement makes them the first team since Borussia Dortmund in 2011-2012 to beat Bayern Munich for the Bundesliga title. But what is the story behind this success? On March 9, 2017, Xabi Alonso confirmed his retirement from football on his IG account. He posted the caption, "Lived it, loved it, farewell, beautiful game." This is the time when a football player decides what to do after his career. Some choose football management and coaching, while others choose to be analysts and commentators. Some want to play different sports, and yet others choose to go into business. Wherever any football athlete chooses, Xabi Alonso knew exactly what he wanted to do: football management and coaching. We all know how good and accomplished Xabi Alonso was as a player. He won the UEFA Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, FA Cup, and Community Shield with Liverpool, won 2 European Champions and a World Cup with Spain, won La Liga, 2 Copa del Rey, and 1 Champions League with Real Madrid, and won the Bundesliga 3 times and the DFB Pokal with Bayern Munich. We may also say that he's one of the luckiest players who have ever been coached by the world's top managers. He's what I mean. Xabi Alonso was coached by Rafa Benitez at Liverpool, Jose Mourinho and Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid, and professor of some of today's young Greek managers at Bayern Munich. Someone on the path to become a coach was obvious that he had all the knowledge needed to become a good coach. But we all know that being a good player and being coached by the best coaches during your football career does not guarantee that you will become a successful coach. We have all witnessed this. For Xabi Alonso, the journey was about to begin. Alonso's coaching career began in 2018 with Real Madrid U14, and 1 year later, he was appointed manager of Real Sociedad B. In his second year, he led Real Sociedad B back to the second division of Spanish football for the first time in nearly 50 years. Guys, the work was amazing. This type of work will never go unnoticed by some football clubs. Some even showed interest in Xabi Alonso. Borussia Mönchengladbach gave him the opportunity to coach in 2021, but Xabi Alonso declined and signed for another year with Real Sociedad B. Elsewhere in the German, things were looking bad for Bayer Leverkusen. In 2022, with Gerardo Sion as head coach, the team won 5 points from the first 8 games. The worst start in club history since 1979. We all know that Bayer Leverkusen has been a disappointing team throughout the history. But being on the verge of being relegated was something even worse. For the team, the only solution was to find a new coach as soon as possible before the disaster happened. In times of panic, it's difficult to find a good coach right away to turn things around. Bayer Leverkusen took a risk and had an unproven coach who had never coached a top team before, Xabi Alonso. Some Bayer Leverkusen fans thought Xabi Alonso's appointment was unconvincing and that would be more of an experiment for the squad. For Xabi Alonso, that seemed like a big challenge. You and I both know how it almost ends when a young coach takes over a top squad with no prior experience leading a senior side. However, the sporting director of Bayer Leverkusen wanted to clarify something for the supporters regarding Alonso's appointment. And then, bam! Xabi Alonso convinced any member of the Bayer Leverkusen organization that he was a guy to rely on that season with a blowout win over Schalke in his debut as a coach. He continued to impress fans that year with win after win. What was really cool was that he led Bayer Leverkusen to their first European semi-finals in 21 years. Sadly for Leverkusen, they were eliminated by Jose Mourinho's Roma by a single first-leg goal. At the end of the season, the team that would be relegated finished 6th in the Bundesliga table. Bayer Leverkusen's message was clear: get Xabi Alonso some reinforcements for next season. To prepare for a successful season, each team must strengthen their squad with new players. Some clubs bet their banks in order to win a title, while others recruit according to their budgets. And Xabi Alonso knew that if he wanted to have a successful season in the Bundesliga, he needed to buy new players. Leverkusen and Alonso were well aware that they were not Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal or Real Madrid, which can spend hundreds of millions in a single transfer window. The solution for them was to spend their budget wisely and on the right pieces. Alonso chose to sign Granit Xhaka, who was released by Arsenal, Nigerian striker Victor Boniface, Jonas Hoffman, and free agent Alex Grimaldo, who was rejected by FC Barcelona. In total, the team spent €90 million, including the players I mentioned. On the other hand, the Bundesliga champions made one of the season's best signings by signing Harry Kane. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that almost every new season in the Bundesliga, any football fan expects this at the end of the season.
By title celebrations for the 31st time in the Bundesliga era.
What's really surprising is that even last year, when the club was struggling after replacing its great coach Julian Nagelsmann with Thomas Tuchel, the reality remained the same.
It is for Bayern München, 11 titles in a row.
Let's be honest, guys. For a team that spent €90 million in total in the transfer window and another team that spent €100 million for only one player and has been winning the title for a long time, the best you can hope for as a Bayer Leverkusen fan is to finish 3rd or 4th place. To expect a team like this to contend for a championship would be a crazy idea, but
No wonder Xabi Alonso.
in the first 13 games of the season, Xabi Alonso and his men were 3 points ahead of Bayern Munich. They won 11 games and drew 2. Guess who they drew against, guys? One was from the Bundesliga champions, while the other was for Borussia Dortmund. Despite the fact that this type of running surprised everybody, here's the secret behind it that you should know: 3-4-2-1 formation. This is a formation that consists of a three-man central defense and supported by a double pivot midfield in Xhaka and of course Argentina World Cup winner Palacios. On the left flank you got Grimaldo and Jeremy Frimpong on the right patrol the wings. These guys not only they cover the wide areas defensively, they also get involved in the attacks. And then you got Hoffman and Florian Wirtz pouring the strings as a double 10, operating behind Boniface at the point of the attacks. This is the formation that no team in Bundesliga got an as for each of those 13 games.
Mr. Hoffman. Oh, brilliant.
In terms of possession, they were dynamic, playing tic-tac like prime Barcelona, and what's really impressive is when they lost it, they worked hard to win back. In terms of defense though, only Bayern conceded fewer goals, and Bayer Leverkusen goalkeeper kept 5 clean sheets during those 13 games. What was really more impressive is how an attacking team did not concede any goal on the counter-attack during that time frame. Now, thinking this squad was a serious contender would have been a crazy idea. But on February 10th this season, the message was clear. Bayer Leverkusen is no joke. They are not Girona from Spain, and they are coming for the title.
Here's Grimaldo. Oh, it's a sensational strike! Grimaldo for 2-0!
Here's what I mean. Bayer Leverkusen beat Bayern Munich 3-0 and remained unbeaten in 31 games. The team's performance was remarkable with 27 wins, 4 draws and 0 defeats. They scored 93 goals and conceded only 22. Xabi Alonso educated Thomas Tuchel, and Bayern Munich players seemed to be struggling against Xabi Alonso's formation. Bayer Leverkusen's performance was nothing short of sensational, and the win over Bayern Munich left fans in awe. For Harry Kane was at this point that he realized that the Tottenham curse may have followed him. Others believe that when Leverkusen found out that Kane wanted to win a trophy, they decided to play like prime Barcelona. So Bayer Leverkusen went 5 points clear at the top. After this performance, every football fan, especially those of Liverpool, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, dreamed of having Xabi Alonso join the clubs. Surprisingly, Barcelona fans were also dreaming of signing him. Liverpool fans would say, "You were our agent, you had a good time with us, now Anfield is waiting for you next season." For Barcelona, they would say, "Your father played for us, and your relationship with Real Madrid doesn't mean you can betray them. You would not be the only one who would have done that. Figo did it, R9 did it, so we are waiting for you next season." Next up, your father demonstrates how outstanding the Bayer Leverkusen win against Bayern Munich was. There were exceptional numbers from Leverkusen win-backs throughout the season until the Bayern Munich game. In total, they have 18 goals and 21 assists in 31 games, which is ridiculous, guys. These crazy numbers make you wonder whether strikers are even necessary. This made Chelsea and Liverpool fans fantasize how much work Xabi Alonso will do with players like Reece James, Chilwell, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson. For Barcelona fans, this kind of performance drove them insane. Here's why, guys. Before joining Bayer Leverkusen, Grimaldo refused to renew his contract with Benfica in hopes of joining Barcelona. But Proportion Xavi said no. It is ridiculous to turn down a wingback with such impressive numbers, guys. Some others don't even understand how a player of this caliber could be a free agent. But one thing is sure, big clubs will go after these boys next season. The road to a title was now real for Bayer Leverkusen. If there was any doubt about whether they would be able to win the league, there was a real answer for them that would make the road even easier. Thomas Tuchel. On March 1st, 2024, Thomas Tuchel and his men ended any remaining hope for a title race by drawing against Freiburg and really handed the opportunity to Leverkusen.
Freiburg so close to the opener, and now they've got it!
For Bayer Leverkusen, however, this was an opportunity that they were not ready to fumble, guys. This was an opportunity to shine and prove to the world that they are not Dortmund. They beat Cologne 2-0 and went 10 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga. The question remaining was, who's gonna stop them? For a young, talented coach like Alonso, the race for top teams to sign him was inevitable. However, on March 29, 2024, Xabi Alonso made a decision about his future.
Last week, I had a very good meeting with Simon, with Fernando, with Sir Merin, when I informed them that my decision to continue being coach of Bayer Leverkusen.
The fans of Liverpool and Bayern were disappointed by this because they knew that if they didn't get Alonso, they would be ready to get mid-managers who would make their lives even tougher. For Real Madrid fans, this was great news because they knew Florentino Perez had done it again. Some people believed that Xabi Alonso made a wise decision because it meant that he would need time to learn and gain experience in European competitions before taking over a big club. Some others believed that the decision may temporarily limit Bayern Munich's domination in the Bundesliga. It was very good for him not to make the same mistake that Lampard and Steven Gerrard did. It was clear that he was not in a rush. For Bayer Leverkusen fans, this was also good news because it meant that choice would increase team morale and performance. Xabi Alonso's choice frustrated the Liverpool board so much that they decided to move on quickly and look for an alternative. For them, Alonso was their last hope of replacing Klopp and creating a Liverpool team capable of competing with Pep City and Arteta's Arsenal. For English Liverpool fans, they couldn't wait to see Liverpool back to being a small club and face them again.
And it might come here for Costa.
After Xabi Alonso made his future clear and the Bayer Leverkusen squad and board were convinced that he would stay, it was time to remove the Leverkusen nickname. On April 14, 2024, Bayer Leverkusen won the Bundesliga for the first time in history.
And the shots.
The wait was over and Leverkusen won in style. The 11 dominance of Bayern Munich was finally ended by Leverkusen thanks to goals from Granit Xhaka, Florian Wirtz's hat-trick and Boniface finish. What was really cool about it was that they won the league with 74 goals scored, 19 goals conceded and no defeats. After Dortmund failed to win the league previous season, Bayer Leverkusen's title success was like a lesson for them. This is how you end Bayern Munich's dominance. Take notes for the future Dortmund. For Harry Kane, however, the famous quote about him became a reality. You can take Harry Kane out of Tottenham, but you cannot take Tottenham out of Harry Kane. It was time to celebrate after winning the title, but while everyone was having fun, Frimpong reminded everyone that if you want to win trophies, leave Arsenal as soon as possible.
We won it! Granit! You came from Arsenal and you won it here!
Guys, this is the truth that is hard to ignore. Let me explain. As I said earlier, Granit Xhaka left Arsenal last year, but this year he was playing probably his greatest football of his career and scored a goal to help Leverkusen win a title while Arsenal was battling the league on the same day.
Smith Rowe with him, still Watkins. Oh, what a finish! What a finish!
From Cesc Fabregas to Robin van Persie and Samir Nasri, the list goes on. Now Xhaka joins a list of great players who left Arsenal without a trophy and went on to win one. To sum up Alf Alonso's amazing work this season, when Leverkusen beat Mainz on Bundesliga match day 23, they surpassed Habsburg's Bayern Munich team of 2020 and 2021 in the record books for the longest run without defeat by a German side in all competitions, broke Juventus' record for the longest undefeated streak by a team in one of Europe's top 5 leagues at 43 games across 2011-2012. Xabi Alonso has proven himself to be an excellent coach, but before we knew it, somebody had predicted.
Xabi Alonso, his father was a manager, so he grew up similar to me. He was born with the father player, he grew up with the father manager, then he became a player, of course much better than I was. Then he became a player, a top player, and then he played in Spain, in England and in Germany. And he was coached by Guardiola in Bayern, by myself in Real Madrid, by Ancelotti in Real Madrid, by Benitez in Liverpool. So I think if you put all this together, I think Xavi has conditions to be a very good coach.
This was not said when Xabi Alonso won a title, but rather in 2019. From taking a team from a relegation zone to winning the league with an unbeaten run, we can all agree that Xabi Alonso is unique and has done an unthinkable job. Leverkusen doesn't exist no more.